Everything that you're about to hear, every hit, texture, bass rattles, all came from one sample pack. This is MALFORM by Sample Fear Xperience. Built around degraded tapes, corrupted signals, textures, drones, this sample pack has over 940 sound design elements specifically made for horror composers. So think films like The Substance, Faces of Death, The Backrooms. We're checking this pack out before its release, but you can grab it on June 22nd. We're going to be breaking down a cue that I wrote with it, and then we're going to go into the pack and I'm going to show you some of my favorites. Let's go. All right, so taking a look at the cue that we just listened to, it is basically just percussion, some risers, whooshes and reverses, downers, sound effects, pads, glitches, and some bass tracks. The only thing that's not from MALFORM, and it was just like a few little spots, 2 tracks of like cymbals from Damage. I think it's a great pack for sound design, horror. It was a little bit challenging writing a track with only this pack, but I wanted to do that just so that you can actually kind of hear just the raw pack itself with really nothing else added. So if we look at some of just the percussion stuff, and also if you see any like MIDI files, this was basically where I just drug some of the MALFORM samples into a sampler, and then we get like for our ending there. And just kind of here's some of what we used here. Really nice trailer impacts. A lot of like pulse type rhythms. Really love those. They've got some kind of like nice heartbeat stuff. Then we've got our section of reverses and whooshes. These were very interesting. So if you're looking for a pack that has just some different sounding kind of reverse effects and risers, really long risers, this has a lot to offer. Got this guy here. A lot of this is automated. The downers was also, in my opinion, kind of a shining star here. They just sound amazing. The sound design on those is phenomenal. Yeah, those sound so good. Then we've got our sound effects, which was a lot of the kind of signature sounds and almost kind of what you think of as like pings and things like that. But they're very weird. And we did a lot of just manipulation and EQ and, you know, just different things to some of these samples. Also, I think any like sound designers, this would be an awesome pack to use for like, again, any kind of horror, sci-fi, action stuff. The pads and textures were also really different. Most of them did not, and we'll kind of go through the pack itself here in a minute. You know, there were some that were like vinyl record type, distorted, manipulated sounds. I almost had those acting as a riser. This one here was, I think, something we sampled. Let's see. Yeah, this was a pad that we ended up putting in the sampler to kind of create a playable swell. The glitches were cool. I added them just really to this one section just for kind of effect on a buildup. Let's see. Rip bass was kind of a weird one. I ended up mangling it because it doesn't really sound like a bass when you listen to it in its pure form. So what do we do here? A lot, like some compression, EQ, limiter, more distortion, and max bass. So we did a lot to this. It's a really cool sounding bass though. So altogether, yeah, I would say, you know, if I was to blend in maybe some like strings and distorted horns and other synthesizers, it would really kind of bring this together even more. But again, I wanted to give just a sense of what the pack could kind of do on its own without any heavy lifting from any other virtual instruments. All right, let's take a look at the actual pack itself. So we've got 6, like I said, main categories, and then some of these will have subcategories. So you've got glitches, transitions, impacts, drones, bass, and body horror. So if we look at glitches, this is just a lot of, as it sounds like, glitches. We've got your more complex ones that's kind of like mangled computer sounds, static TVs, electronics. We've got this burst section of bursts. Again, these would be awesome for, you know, somebody in sound design. Radio glitches, stutters. Every time I do one of these, I always go back through a lot of these samples when I'm playing them, and I kind of wish I'd used them in the track. Stuff sampled off a walkie-talkie. We've got our transition section, which basically goes into 4 categories. We've got risers, whooshes, reverses, and downers. The downers are awesome. Absolute horror. Love those. Swarm risers, again, would be really killer for like horror projects. mention risers. Why didn't I use some of these? These are so good. All right, these may actually end up being like my go-to horror risers. These are awesome. Oh, those are cool. Why the hell didn't I use those? Reverses. So we've got our like corrupted reverses. Distorted. Reverse glitches. Vocals. These are weird. Let's see, got our whooshes section, so corroded whooshes. Ghost channel whoosh. Static sweeps. Those are really cool. Love those. Yeah, they did a really awesome job again on the sound design. Downers, this section is, they all sound great. Yeah, those downers are mean. And you probably can't hear it through headphones, but like the amount of sub and low end frequency is insane. Like it was actually pissing off my subwoofer pretty bad. I was kind of freaked out. Yeah, I think that one, I thought it was going to destroy my sub. It might have been that one. Freaking awesome. Impacts, also really good. So we had booms. Pretty standard booms, but they're more of, you know, your kind of heavily distorted booms. Degraded impacts. Some funny stuff in there. It's pretty good. Really good sounding trailer hits. These trailer hits would be good for any genre trailer. We've got our stingers. And then an electric burst section. Crazy stuff. Impacts and drones. This is very different. It's a lot of, like I said, textured crackles, feedback loops, and stuff like that. Yeah, these drones really kind of evolve in interesting ways too. So we have rip bass, signatures, kind of bass rattles. We've got another section of whooshes kind of related to the bass area. And then we have our body horror folder, interesting folder. So we've got like a kind of driven heartbeat section. Visceral pulses. Very alien sounding. Gore hits sound like gore hits. They sound like gory hits. Squishy sound at the end is so funny. It's crazy. I think for me, really the hidden gems in this are the transitions, the impacts, the drones I like a lot, but the downers and everything around like the downer kind of bass section is absolutely phenomenal. That's probably my favorite part of it. Drag it into a sampler, manipulate it, kind of come up with your own stuff. But yeah, if you're doing like horror effects, sound design, again, this would be a huge go-to pack for anybody working in film, TV. This pack is so useful on so many levels.